Have you ever had matzo ball soup? It is delicious. And if you've ever traveled to New York City and you've gone to a Jewish deli, you might have tried it there. I'm going to show you how easy it is to make at home. And it starts with a box. I've pulled out the broth and the chicken out of the freezer, so it actually came together pretty quickly. When I make matzo ball soup, I like to use a box mix. The Manischewitz is excellent. It actually has 2 packets in there. I just need 1 for today. So just dump it into your batter bowl with 2 eggs and 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. I like to use avocado oil, and I'm simply going to mix it all up. If you can make a box brownie mix or cake mix, you can make matzo ball soup. It's so easy. You want to mix this up and let it sit in the fridge for about 15 minutes at least. So plan for that. You can even do it the day before if you want to. That's it. Add your lid and let it chill. Today, since I'm making my soup using some plain chicken broth that I pulled out of the freezer, I need to get some of the vegetables cooked up ahead of time. So I've got my 8-quart stock pot here warming up. I'll add, I don't know, about a teaspoon, 2 teaspoons of olive oil. And then I chopped up my celery, onions, and carrots, just like I would put if I was making a soup from scratch in the deluxe multi-cooker. Because my broth was plain, all I did was cook the chicken, a whole chicken with plain water in the multi-cooker because I was using the chicken for Teddy's food. I'm having to season the broth today. So add some fresh garlic, just put your whole clove in there with the skin and press it straight through. I like to add the garlic after the other vegetables have cooked a little bit just so it doesn't burn. And then I'll add some Italian seasoning. I'll just put in about 3/4 of a capful. And we'll add some salt and pepper. I love these grinders. Now that the vegetables have cooked a little bit, I'll go ahead and pour in all of that chicken broth. And we'll let this simmer until all the vegetables are tender. Now that the matzo balls have chilled for a bit, I'm using the medium scoop to portion these out. You can use a smaller portion if you like. I really love large matzo balls. If you go to a Jewish deli in New York City, sometimes they're like the size of a big baseball or something. I'm not making them quite that big, but I do like them to have some, some substance to them. Once you've portioned them all out, wet your hands and roll them into a nice ball so that they get kind of smooth. If you don't wet your hands, they can sometimes get a little bit sticky, so that's one of the tricks for you. I have a pot with boiling water, and I like to use the spider strainer to drop these in so they don't splash. So just set them in here and then gently add them to your pot so you don't have any burns while preparing. These will need to cook for about 20 minutes. And so once they're in there and they start boiling again, just cover it up and reduce the heat to a simmer. The vegetables are just about tender, so I'm gonna go ahead and add the chopped chicken that I had also frozen. I add this just at the end because I don't want the chicken to overcook. So it'll continue to thaw in our soup. The matzo balls are ready. Take that spider strainer and pick up what you like. Let them drain a little bit. See how much they've gotten bigger as they've baked, or as they've boiled anyway. Add them to your bowl. I like to put them in first just so that they don't splash. And then get a nice ladle of that soup. Put it in there. There we go. Doesn't that look delicious?